Good morning Year 7 and welcome to today's maths lesson. I'm going to start us off with a quick starter. If you could please add 1/5 and 2/3. Can you solve if x equals -5, what is x squared take away 16? And finally, can you write an equation, any equation, which has 8 as its solution? Pause the video for a couple of minutes and have a go at those questions for me now, please. Okay, let's go through some answers. So to add fractions, I need to make my denominators the same. So I'm going to make them both over 15. 5 times 3 would give me 15, so 1 times 3 would give me 3. I then need to put 2/3 as something over 15. 3 times 5 gives me 15, so 2 times 5 gives me 10. Add those together now because the denominator is the same, and you get 13 over 15. My second question, if x is -5, what is x squared take away 16? Let's think about it. If x is -5, x squared is going to be -5 times -5, which is going to give me positive 25. I've then got positive 25 take away 16, which is going to give me 9. And finally, write an equation which has 8 as its solution. Any equation would do. For example, you could have x plus 5 equals 13. Then x would be 8. You could have n take away 7 equals 1. That would have n equals 8. Loads of different solutions you could have had there. So here's today's lesson destination. By the end of today, I want us to be able to answer questions that look similar to these. So let's head that way now. First of all, what do these equations mean? Solve 4x equals 28. What does that mean? Solve x over 6 equals 3. What does that mean? Pause the video for a minute and just have a little think about what those could mean. So the first one, solve 4x equals 28. What we're asking is, 4 times some kind of number is 28. Otherwise known as the letter, whatever x is multiplied by 4. So to work out what x is, we need to divide 28 by 4. For the second one, x over 6 equals 3, means that some kind of number divided by 6 is going to equal 3. And again, the letter divided by 6, so we must multiply 3 by 6 to work out what the letter is. Don't worry, we're going to go through how to do that now. So dark blue book's out for me, title Solving Equations. You know how this works. I'm going to do an example and then you're going to do an example. So pens down and watching for the first one. I'm going to use the balancing method. If 4x equals 8, this means 4 multiplied by whatever x is going to equal 8. I'm going to divide both sides by 4 to just give me x on its own. So that tells me that x is equal to 2. Over to you in your dark blue books. Can you work out this example for me now, please? Let's go through the answer. Exactly the same way, I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 4. Whatever I do to one side, got to do the same to the other. 20 divided by 4 is going to give me 5. Can you now, either in your dark blue books or just on your light blue books or a scrap piece of paper, can you please work out these 4 questions for me? Pause the video for a minute and have a go. Okay, let's go through the answers. I've got 3x equals 12, that's my first one. I'm going to use my balancing method to divide both sides by 3. If I divide both sides by 3, I get that x is equal to 4. Similarly for the second one, I want to divide both sides by 2 to work out what x is on its own. Dividing 12 by 2 is going to give me what, Charlie? 6. Cool, so x is 6. For the second two, I've got a negative in there. Now I've got the choice. I can either add 2x to one side and then subtract 12, or I can just divide by -2. I'm going to choose to divide by -2. And dividing a positive by a negative is going to give me a negative. So I get that x equals negative 6. We can check our answer. Is negative 2 times negative 6 equal to 12? Yes, it is, so our answer is right. And on this side, I've got negative 2x equals negative 12. So in the same way, I'm dividing by negative 2. A negative divided by a negative is going to give me a positive. So I get plus 6. Let's double check it. Is negative 2 times positive 6 negative 12? Yes, it is. My answer is correct. Can you now pause the video and have a go at these questions for me? All the questions are over here on the right hand side and the answers are somewhere in the grid. When you've finished, you should be left with 5 answers left over. Can you put those answers in the box at the bottom and add them up to give me a total? Pause the videos for 5-10 minutes and have a go at those now, please. Okay, so hopefully you should have ended up with a total of 30. That would be the total of all your remaining numbers in the grid. So this was our original lesson destination. Please can you pause the video for a couple of minutes and have a go at these for me. Pause it now. Okay, let's go through some answers. If 5y equals 45, I need to divide both sides by 5 to get a y on its own. So y is equal to 9. The second one says solve 3x equals 2. I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 3 in exactly the same way. The method never changed. Which gives me x is equal to what, Elliot? 2/3, thank you very much. There it is, circle my answer. 12x equals 3. What do I want to divide both sides of this equation by, Lily? 12. Cool. If I divide both sides of my equation by 12, I get x is equal to 3 over 12, but that's not my final answer. I can simplify that, can't I, Robert? What can I simplify that to? 1 over 4. Fantastic. So I got x is equal to 1/4. This one was a little bit trickier. I've got 0.5y equals 20. Now 0.5 is a decimal. Izzy, can you tell me what's 0.5 as a fraction? A half. So I can say that a half of y is equal to 20. And that's exactly the same as 0.5y equals 20. So I know that y divided by 2 equals 20. And if I multiply both sides of that equation by 2, I end up with, Darcy, what's 20 times 2? Y is equal to 40. Fab. So our next lesson destination is up on the board now. First of all, in your dark blue books for me, blue books, I'm going to go through an example and then you're going to go through an example. So first up, I've got that x divided by 4 equals 8. I want x on its own, so I need to multiply both sides by 4. And 4 times 8 gives me what, Freya? 32. Thank you. Over to you in your dark blue books. Have a go at this one now for me. Okay, Ludo, what do I get as my value of x this time? I'm multiplying both sides by 4. Fantastic. I get 80. Thanks, Ludo. Okay, pause the video now, and in your light blue books, can you have a go at these three questions for me? Sorry, 3 questions for me in your light blue books. Okay, let's go through some answers. So for this one, to get x on its own, I need to multiply both sides by 2, timesing by 2, and timesing by 2 will give me x is equal to 12. For the second one, I need to multiply both sides by 4. 6 times 4 gives me what, Trenton? 24, thank you very much. I've got x over 4 is equal to 10. I want to multiply both sides by 4 in exactly the same way, which will give me that x is equal to 40. Okay, can you now pause the video and have a go at these questions for me? This should take about 5 or 10 minutes. Off you go. Okay, the answers I was looking for. For number 1, I've got x is equal to 12, x equals 16, x equals 35, x equals 32, 21, 20, 18, 45, 56, 72, 28 and 150. Can you now pause the video and in your light blue books can you have a go at these questions for me? They get a little bit trickier as you go along. Please spend about 10-15 minutes having a think about these. Okay, year 7, the answers you were looking for are now up on the board. I've got x equals 6, x equals 5, x equals 5 over 3 because I'm dividing this one by 3 this time. This time I'm multiplying by 3 to get rid of that division by 3, so x equals 15. This is just the same equation, just switched around, but it doesn't make any difference. I still get x equals 15. For this one I'm multiplying by 3 to get negative 15. For this one I'm multiplying by negative 3 to get positive 15. 45, x is equal to 5 because I'm dividing by negative 3. This one I'm dividing by positive 3, so I get negative 5. And these ones got a little bit trickier. Negative 15 over 2, negative 15 over 4, negative 15 over 8, and x is equal to negative 1. Remember these were from our earlier lesson destination. Please pause the video for a few minutes and have a go at these now. Okay, let's go through some answers. For the first one, I've got x divided by 6 is equal to 12. To get rid of the division, I want to multiply both sides by 6, which gives me that x is equal to 72. So my answer was 72. For the second one, I said x squared equals 36. Now I didn't tell you, but to undo a square, we need to do the square root. So x is equal to the square root of 36. The square root of 36 is what, Brooke? Positive 6. But did anyone come up with another answer? X could also be equal to negative 6 because negative 6 times negative 6 also gives me positive 36. And that's the end of today's lesson. Thanks very much, Year 7. Can you please now complete the exit ticket that I've posted on Google Classroom and have a lovely day.